Imagine this. You're the ruler of the greatest empire in human history. The responsibility for millions of lives rests on your shoulders. You're fighting barbarians at the borders, battling plague, betrayal, and political intrigue. Every day brings new trials that could break any person. But what if I told you that this man not only survived, but became one of the wisest philosophers of all time? His name is Marcus Aurelius, and today we'll reveal the 12 daily practices that helped him build unbreakable mental strength. These practices aren't just theory. They've stood the test of time and continue to help people around the world find inner strength and peace, even in the most challenging circumstances. Practice 1. Morning reflections. Every morning, before dawn, Marcus Aurelius began his day with reflection. He wrote down his thoughts, not for posterity, but for himself. These writings became his famous meditations. Here's what he wrote. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. But I won't be surprised or disturbed, for I can't imagine a world without such people. This practice prepared his mind for the challenges ahead. He didn't avoid reality, he faced it head-on, already mentally prepared. Modern science confirms morning reflections activate the prefrontal cortex of the brain, responsible for planning and emotional regulation. Start tomorrow morning with 10 minutes of reflection about the day ahead. Practice 2. Accepting what you can't control. During Marcus Aurelius's reign, the Roman Empire was struck by a terrible epidemic, the Antonine Plague. Millions of people died. The economy collapsed. The army weakened. Many rulers would have panicked. But Marcus Aurelius applied a key principle of Stoicism. Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are our opinions, aspirations, desires, and aversions. In short, all our actions. Not within our power are our bodies, property, reputation, position. In short, all that are not our actions. He focused on what he could control, his reaction, decisions, actions. He couldn't stop the epidemic, but he could organize help for the victims, maintain army morale, continue to rule justly. This practice frees up enormous amounts of mental energy. Instead of wasting strength worrying about the uncontrollable, you direct it toward where you can actually make a difference. Practice 3. Daily self-reflection. Every evening, Marcus Aurelius conducted a ruthless analysis of the day that had passed. He asked himself questions. What did I do well? Where did I make mistakes? How can I become better tomorrow? He wrote, "Be strict with yourself, lenient with others." This evening practice helped him learn from mistakes and not repeat them. Here's a fragment from his reflections. You can free your life right now. Don't worry about what people will say about you. Don't dream of a perfect life. Live the life you have, and do it well. Modern research shows that daily reflection improves self-awareness by 23% and helps make more conscious decisions. Self-reflection isn't self-criticism, it's honest analysis aimed at growth. Try asking yourself 3 questions every evening. What did I learn today? What am I grateful for? What will I do differently tomorrow? Practice 4. Virtue training. For Marcus Aurelius, philosophy wasn't an academic exercise, but daily character training. He focused on 4 main virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. Every day, he consciously practiced these qualities. When making decisions, he asked himself, What would a wise person do? What is just? What requires courage? How can I show self-control? He wrote, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Marcus Aurelius understood that virtue isn't a natural gift, but a muscle that needs to be trained every day. When senators demanded cruel punishment of enemies, he chose mercy. When legions called for aggressive wars, he sought diplomatic solutions. When personal tragedies could have broken him, he found strength to continue serving the people. Choose one virtue and train it consciously every day. Courage, do what's right despite fear. Justice, treat everyone fairly. Wisdom, learn from every situation.
Practice 5. Contemplating death. This may seem morbid, but Marcus Aurelius regularly contemplated death, not out of pessimism, but to gain clarity and motivation. He wrote, "Death smiles at us all, but all a man can do is smile back." And also, "You came from nothing and will return to nothing. What are you losing?" These reflections didn't depress him, they liberated him. Understanding life's temporality helped him focus on what truly mattered. Petty grievances, status games, accumulating wealth, all of this lost meaning in the face of eternity. He reminded himself, every day could be the last, therefore live so that you won't be ashamed of the hours you've lived. Contemplating death isn't depression, it's a practice of gratitude. When we remember life's finitude, every day becomes a gift, every moment an opportunity for good. Try spending a few minutes each week reflecting on the fact that life is finite. This will help you prioritize and appreciate what you have. Practice 6. Negative visualization. Marcus Aurelius practiced what Stoics called premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils. He regularly imagined losing wealth, power, loved ones. He wrote, "Imagine that you have lost what you have. Then you can truly appreciate it." This isn't pessimism. It's preparing the mind for reality. When his adopted son died, Marcus Aurelius grieved but wasn't broken. He had already mentally prepared for this possibility. When political opponents attacked his reputation, he remained calm. He had already accepted that this could happen. Negative visualization serves two purposes. It makes us more grateful for what we have and prepares us for life's inevitable losses. Try once a week imagining the loss of something important to you, not to attract misfortune, but to better appreciate the present and be ready for change. Modern psychology confirms people who practice negative visualization show greater resilience to stress and higher levels of life satisfaction. Practice 7. Learning from obstacles. One of Marcus Aurelius's most powerful practices, seeing every obstacle as an opportunity for growth. He believed the universe wasn't working against us, but training us. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every problem was a teacher for him, every crisis a chance to become stronger. When barbarians attacked the empire's borders, he didn't just defend, he used military campaigns to strengthen army discipline and national unity. When plague devastated cities, he created new systems of medical care and social support. Marcus Aurelius understood we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. Every difficulty is an opportunity to practice virtue, develop character, gain wisdom. The secret is asking yourself not why is this happening to me, but what is this teaching me, and how can I use this for growth? Try this. When you encounter a problem, pause and ask, what virtue does this situation allow me to practice? Patience, courage, wisdom, compassion. Practice 8. Serving the common good. Marcus Aurelius understood that true strength comes through serving something greater than yourself. He didn't rule for personal glory. He served for the good of all citizens of the empire. He wrote, "We were born to work together, like feet, hands, and eyes, like the two rows of teeth, upper and lower. To obstruct each other is unnatural." His reign was marked by unprecedented reforms. He founded hospitals, schools, orphanages, created social support systems. Even during military campaigns, he remembered civilian needs. Serving the common good didn't just benefit the empire, it gave him a sense of purpose and meaning. When we focus on how we can help others, our own problems seem less significant. Modern research confirms people who regularly help others show higher levels of happiness, less stress, and even live longer. This is called the helper's high. Find a way to serve something greater than yourself. This could be family, community, profession, a cause. When your actions are directed toward the good of others, you gain an inexhaustible source of inner strength.
Practice 9. Discipline of desires. Despite unlimited power and wealth, Marcus Aurelius practiced remarkable discipline of desires. He understood that true freedom comes not from getting what you want, but from managing what you want. He wrote, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few needs." And also, be content with what you have. When you are content, you have enough. Marcus Aurelius could afford any luxury, but chose simplicity. He ate simple food, wore modest clothing, slept on a hard bed. Not from asceticism, but from understanding that comfort can weaken the spirit. He trained himself to find joy in simple things, in the morning sun, in a good book, in an honest conversation with a friend. This practice made him less dependent on external circumstances and more resilient to change. Discipline of desires isn't suppression, it's choice. When you consciously limit your needs, you gain freedom from the endless race for more. Try once a week refusing something habitual, expensive food, entertainment, purchases. This will help you understand the difference between needs and wants. Practice 10. Living in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius understood that life happens only in the present moment. The past is gone, the future hasn't arrived. All we have is now. He wrote, "Don't let yourself be trapped by what was, or worry about what will be. Focus on the present because that's all you have." Even in the most tense moments of rule, he found time for contemplation. He could be fully present in conversation with an advisor, completely focused on reading a document, fully surrendered to a moment of dawn silence. This practice of presence made him a more effective ruler and wiser person. When you're fully focused on the current task, you work better and feel more satisfied. Modern neuroscience confirms mindfulness practice strengthens brain areas responsible for attention, emotional regulation, and self-awareness. Start simple. Choose one daily activity, eating, walking, listening to music, and practice full presence. Notice when the mind goes to past or future and gently return it to the present moment. Practice 11. Accepting criticism. As emperor, Marcus Aurelius could punish anyone for criticism, but instead, he actively sought feedback and learned from his critics. He wrote, "How much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does, but only to what he does himself." Marcus Aurelius understood that criticism is a gift that helps us see our blind spots. He regularly asked his advisors, "Where can I become better? What am I overlooking?" When philosophers criticized his political decisions, he didn't take offense, he studied their arguments. When generals pointed out his strategic mistakes, he thanked them for their honesty. He taught himself to separate criticism from the critic. Even if the person was unpleasant, their observations might contain valuable truth. Most importantly, he didn't defend against criticism, he investigated it. He asked himself, is there some truth in this? What can I extract from this for my growth? Try this. When you next receive criticism, instead of defending, ask yourself, what useful thing can I extract from this? Even unfair criticism often contains a grain of truth. Practice 12. Gratitude as a way of life. The last and perhaps most important practice of Marcus Aurelius, daily gratitude. Despite all the burdens of rule, he found reasons for gratitude every day. He wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, think about what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Marcus Aurelius thanked fate for wise teachers, faithful friends, the opportunity to serve people. He found joy in simple things, in the beauty of the morning sky, in the wisdom of a good book, in the honesty of a simple soldier. Even in difficult times, he sought reasons for gratitude. Illness taught him to compassionate the sick. Betrayal showed the value of loyalty. Criticism helped him become better. Gratitude wasn't just an emotion, but a conscious practice. Every evening, he wrote down what he was grateful for that day. These can be big events or small moments. The main thing is to do it regularly. Conclusion. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire almost 2,000 years ago, but his 12 daily practices remain surprisingly relevant. They helped him become not just an effective ruler, but a wise person who found peace in the chaos of power. These practices don't require special conditions or resources. Morning reflections, accepting the uncontrollable, daily reflection and virtue training, all of this is available to each of us. Start with one practice. Choose the one that resonates most with your current situation. Practice it for a week, then add the next one. Remember Marcus Aurelius's words, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Subscribe to the channel to study the wisdom of history's great people. And remember, unbreakable mental strength isn't a gift, but the result of daily practice. Start today.